Awesome. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. And I'm excited this evening to introduce this young lady. She is a legend in this industry. She's a documented multi-level marketing in this industry. This young lady comes from a little town in South Carolina by the name of Lada. She's now living in Long Island. She's married to her soulmate, Mr. Anthony Williams. She has two girls and a boy and two grandchildren, boy and a girl. She loves to help people. She's a retired New York City teacher. And let me give you a little of her bio. I can't do all of it tonight. She's a major in education and advertising and public relations. She's a licensed cosmetologist. She's master in brain and body training. She's a lead master trainer in MLM and third in the world to be promoted by this transformational coach by the name of Mr. Isobe out of Japan. Now she's a certified lead master trainer with Enagic, a certified motivational speaker with the trainer and coach John Maxwell Group. She have a life mastery consultant with Mary Morrissey. Just become a gold life mastery consultant, now also an international certified hypnotherapist, study and still studying in Britain with the #1 therapist, Mary Morrissey, Marissa Peer. She just added to her list of accolades, I must say, executive producer to a movie coming out. So I'm sure you want to hear from this young lady. But you know, her new role is in nutrition. And you will hear all this information this evening from this young lady. So without any further ado, I'm going to step out of the way of greatness tonight, and I'm going to introduce to some and present to others my mentor, my legend in this industry for over 32 years come January 1st, the one and the only Dr. Tamia Batia Williams. Good night, ma'am. How are you?
I am great. And how are you?
Amazing.
Awesome. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Good. Well, I want to thank you, Ivy, for that wonderful introduction. As always, it is truly a pleasure to spend time like this with you and all of my business partners who decided to be a part of this amazing information that we're going to be sharing here tonight. And so, although I know you could do this, I'm going to do it tonight. But I also know that you have a testimony that perhaps you can share a little later on. Guys, for those of you who don't know, Ivy is actually leading the expansion in our team. She is truly doing an amazing job. She has an organization that expands from Jamaica all the way to the UK. I'm telling you, she's really spreading the good news. And the reason I say that is because of the testimony that she actually got as a result of doing what we're going to be talking about here tonight. And so, but although she said great things about me, it's important for all of you to understand that it's not about me. It's not about me. Okay. Yes, I've accomplished some things in my life, but it wasn't done intentionally. The things that I've accomplished in my life were done, I like to say, because I felt like I needed to. You know, I grew up in South Carolina, as you heard Ivy mention, in a small town, had a whole lot of life going on. But at the end of it all, I found myself in a place where I was not so happy, very much alone, very depressed. And I had no idea that a lot of that would follow me through the majority of my youth. And it did. But because of what we're going to be talking about tonight, I got my life back. And Ivy played a huge role in that. And that's the reason why I don't talk about those things, because I know it's not about me. It's bigger than that. It is so much bigger than that. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to dive right into this presentation. I'm excited. And I promise you, I'm serious now. I know I say it all the time, but I'm serious tonight. This is my third presentation tonight. And so today, and I'm not going to be before you long, but we are going to have a serious conversation. My goal here is to give you enough information, whereas you can make a well-informed, educated, intelligent decision. It is predicted that by the year of 2035, that is soon to be 10 years from now, the year of 2035, that 55% of the entire world population will be overweight or perhaps even obese. Why should that matter to us? Because a lot of people who have, or they're carrying around all of this excess weight, they also have something else in common: disease. People that are obese, a lot of times they have challenges with their heart, challenges with their sugar levels. They get cancer, arthritis, gout, issues with their female organs. Men, same thing, male organs. And the list goes on and on and on. And so we want to share something that we really believe will help you. And so I want to start off this way. I want to ask you a very sobering question. What are your health goals? Have you ever thought about health goals? I know for me, I didn't really have health goals about, I say, 2 years ago. Didn't have health goals. But I have health goals now. And you'll understand why here in just a few moments. And so just in case you're having a difficult time wrapping your mind around the question, let me ask it this way. What would happen to you if you continued to treat your health the way you've been treating your health? You did it every single day for the next 10 years. Where will you end up 10 years from now? For me, I already know it would have been death. And I'm keeping it, as the young folk would say, 100. It would have been death. And so I want you to really, really think about where you are right now. And really, really think about where you want to be 10 years from now. And so I have a solution. I believe I have a solution. It's the one I'm going to share with you here tonight. But do you have a solution? And if you do, what is that solution? What is that solution? Take a look at this slide. The lady in the leopard print shirt, that woman had breast cancer multiplying inside of her and didn't even know it. Yeah, I got a few hints and a few clues, but I ignored it. And the reason I ignored it is because I was busy building my business. I was busy operating not one, but 2 stores. And I was so interested in generating a tremendous amount of income. And I was after that almighty dollar until I didn't pay attention. I would often self-diagnose, like many of you have been doing for years. You get a cramp here, you get a pain there, and you say, oh, it's just gas, or, oh, that's menopause creeping in, but until I could not ignore it anymore, that's when things started to shift for me. In that picture there, that woman was also on a sleeping medication. She needed a sleeping medication to put her to sleep at night because she could not go to sleep on her own. Prescribed medicine. She also was on antidepressants, off and on for 30 years. 30 years. And those drugs were so horrific, it was easier to stay on them than to get off of them. She had inflammation in her knees and in her lower back. Her hair was falling out. Her nails were breaking off, splitting down the middle. She had a lot going on, and she started to age rather quickly. You see, that woman is not the same woman that left South Carolina 40 years ago. The woman that left South Carolina 40 years ago was only 110 pounds. She had a waist of about 26, 28 inches around. That woman right there gained an additional 158 pounds when she came to New York. And her waist went up to 44 inches around. And so when I discovered what you're going to discover tonight, I decided to snatch that little girl from out of that body, that unhealthy environment that I created. So when I knew better, I did better. And look at the after. The one who's now excited about life. The one who's now have put some health goals in place. That woman has since released 97 pounds. She got her waist back, 28, 30 inches around. She don't need sleeping medicine anymore. No, she goes to sleep all by herself, and she stays asleep until she finishes sleeping. In addition to that, she's on no more antidepressants. Her hair is growing thicker and longer than ever. Her nails are stronger than ever. And she looks a whole lot younger. And so what did she do? What did she do? We're going to get to that. But before we do, I want you to take a look at this quote. This man, Hippocrates, he walked the earth, some would like to believe, about 3,000 years ago. Dr. Hippocrates, that's how I refer to him, Dr. Hippocrates. And he studied the human body extensively. He knew things that doctors and researchers and scientists are now finally coming into agreement with. Hippocrates warned us. Talk about hints and clues. He gave us a lot. Here's one. He said, illnesses do not come upon us out of the blue. They are developed from small daily sins against nature. And when enough of these sins have accumulated, illnesses will suddenly appear. So I didn't gain 158 pounds overnight. No, it was the pizzerias. It was the Chinese food restaurants. It was all the fast food restaurants, okay? It was the fact that I had a job and I could now afford to buy certain things. I just would load up on candy bars and Haagen-Dazs ice cream and potato chips, the good kind, Lay's. And I would eat myself sick. And the result in the end was not one that I was willing to allow to linger on anymore. And so what I know is when I changed one thing, I changed everything. When I changed one thing, I changed everything. I didn't need to go to back to the oncologist. The breast cancer was gone. I didn't have to go to the psychiatrist. I didn't need the antidepressants, so I was able to wean myself off of them correctly. I didn't have to go to the doctor to get off of the sleeping medication because I started sleeping independent of all of that. And so what I'm saying is, to make a long story short, is I was able, through changing this one thing, to change everything. Now, what I'm getting ready to share with you, and I'm going to share some things prior to, I feel it's important for me to say this. The company that I'm going to share with you here tonight, the one that I give the credit to for creating something to help my body help itself. We're not here to make any claims. I'm not going to tell you the product is going to treat, it's going to cure, it's going to heal, it's going to prevent anything. But what I do know from being in this space for the past, since January 1st, it'll be 32 years full time. Let me tell you something. What I know is that when you give this body what it understands, its original diet, man, your body will go to work on your behalf. And I believe that's what happened for me. And so what is that one thing? That one thing is you want to help your body to create a healthy gut microbiome. You want to help your body create a healthy gut microbiome. What in the world is a gut microbiome, Dr. Tamia? Well, I'm glad you asked. It starts from your mouth and it goes all the way down to your rectum. And there's a whole lot of stuff in between. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, there's 100 trillion microbial cells. You have more microbial cells on the inside of you than stars in the sky. And what do they all have in common? They just want to be fed, but they want to be fed right. And based on what you've been feeding them has been having a direct impact on where you are today. Okay. They have a diet. They have assignments. They know what they're to do, but they need help getting that done. And the only way they're going to get that help is through you and through me. And did you also know that 90% of who you are is located in your gut microbiome? 90% of your DNA is there. There's also 100,000 genes there as well. And did you know that your gut microbiome is also a vitamin making factory? It makes various B vitamins and even vitamin K. And then it also produces 95% of serotonin. What is serotonin? It's that feel-good hormone. It's that hormone that helps you manage stress, anxiety, depression. Okay. And then up to 80% of your immune system cells are also located in the gut microbiome. We're going to talk more about this, but for the sake of time, we're going to keep on going. And so how is your gut? How is your gut? There are some signs out there, and you can do your own due diligence that tell you whether or not you have a healthy gut or an unhealthy gut, right? And so let's talk about the person who may have an unhealthy gut, like myself in the past. Digestive issues, that's a sign. Frequent discomfort, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, or heartburn. I was going to the bathroom, I want to say maybe 2, 3 times a week, and I thought that was normal. And then I met some folk that were going once a month, twice a month, and they thought that it was okay. They would have bouts of diarrhea, things like that, but to have a real bowel movement once a month, okay? That's a clear indication that you have an unhealthy gut. What about mental health issues? I just mentioned that I was on antidepressants. That's another sign, okay? Mood swings, anxiety, getting stressed easily, shaking and carrying on, mental health issues. And so understand this. If your gut is producing 95% of serotonin and it's no longer producing it, that's a sign of an unhealthy gut. Skin problems, starting to age rather quickly, okay? Acne, rosacea, eczema, just to name a few, stretch marks, cellulite, just popping up on your body out of nowhere. Varicose veins, sleep issues. I just told you I had an issue with sleeping. Couldn't sleep at night, waking up 3, 4 times in the middle of the night and couldn't get back to sleep. That's another clue of that you have an unhealthy gut. Weight changes. That was myself. Food intolerances. Not being able to eat certain things, or when you do, you have lots of gas, you're bloated, pain after eating certain foods. What about bad breath? Think about it. Imagine myself, let me talk about me, consuming 7 meals a day, okay? And not to mention all the snacks in between. Ice cream, cake, cookies, potato chips, candy, all of that. And then not going to the bathroom for 2 or 3 days. Imagine that. The food that's inside of this body of a temperature of almost 100 degrees. So yeah, some folk gonna have some bad breath. And then frequent illnesses. Somebody would sneeze a mile away and I would catch a cold. That's how serious it was. Headaches, joint pain, inflammation in the knees, inflammation in the back, inflammation anywhere. These are signs that you have an unhealthy gut. And so what did Hippocrates say? He said several things. I'm going to share 3 in particular with you tonight. Here's the second one. He said, all disease begins in the gut, not just diverticulitis or colon cancer. No, all disease. He told us this, especially obesity. Did you know that being overweight, perhaps even obese, had anything to do with gut bacteria? Here's the truth. You can Google gut microbiome and any disease that's listed here, and even those that are not, and it will show you the extensive research that went into discovering that when you reverse these diseases back to where they originated from, all roads lead right back to the same place, and that is gut bacteria. So what if you would have known? Okay. Like if you're anything like myself, I've been on every diet under the sun. I'm telling you, every diet under the sun. What if you would have known that it all started there? Would you have perhaps treated your gut a little bit different? I'm sure you would have. I know I would have. And so what do most people do? The minute they get a pain or an ache, the minute they want to release weight, oh, let me go to the doctor. He's going to give me something that I can take to suppress my appetite. Oh, let me go to the surgeon, and perhaps he can do this particular surgery, and that's going to help me. I went, I had the balloon put in, cost me $10,000. Oh yeah, they had to put me to sleep, put the balloon in, fill it up with saline solution. I was sick as a dog for a couple of weeks, and then I started to manage it. I could only eat but so much because the balloon was taking up most of the space in my stomach. Did I release weight? Yes. The same way I did on HCG, the same way I did when I joined Weight Watchers, the same way I did when I went to LA Fitness and LA Weight Loss, okay? The same way I did when I was on this particular diet and that particular diet. But guess what? As soon as it was over, as soon as the balloon was out, okay, as soon as the prescription stopped, guess what? Bam, the weight came right back. So did I get to the root of the issue? The root of the issue was with the gut bacteria. I didn't know that. My sleeping issues were within the gut. Not having energy was a gut issue. Weak immune system. Where's 80% of your immunity in your gut? A gut issue. Feeling depressed, I'm not producing serotonin. What's happening? I'm having a gut issue. And so we can take all the pills in the world, but the truth is, if your gut is in a state of dysbiosis, it's not going to matter. And so we want to help folk get to the root of their situation. And I believe that feeding your body food that it understands, probiotics. I'm talking about bacteria strength. Man, listen, you'll be surprised at what happens. And so here are a few ways to improve your gut. So if you're here tonight and you done told yourself, I'm not interested in this in a company, I just want to know what I can do. Well, I put something together for you. You can eat a balanced diet. And I'd like to see folk do that every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between. Okay. Not as easy as most people think. Got to stay hydrated. And my thinking back in the day for being hydrated was consuming alkaline ionized water. But now I know that you must have a filter in between that process. Otherwise, you're ionizing chemicals because they use chemicals in the water to make it potable. And we don't want those chemicals being ionized because when they are, they go right into the cell and they can cause more damage than do good. And so staying hydrated, as long as you can find a real good, healthy water, make sure that it was filtered properly, you're good to go. Reduce stress, yoga, meditation. But what most people do is they go to medication. That's what they do. They go to medication. Why? Why do I know that? How do I know that? Because 1 out of every 6 people here in the United States anyway, they are on some type of anxiety or antidepressant. Limit processed foods. Wonder where we're going to find a whole lot of those at, right? Consider probiotics. Probiotic supplements can help restore balance to your gut microbiome. Now we're on to something. And get enough sleep. It's sad to say, but a lot of folk don't sleep. And you need sleep in order for you to repair your body, for your body to repair itself. So here's a company I want to talk to you about. Love Biome. I want you to just go ahead and write it down, write it down, write it down. I believe that Love Biome is going to become a household name. I really do. I believe that many of us will be going on to meet our maker, and people will still be enjoying the amazing products that this company, not only the ones that we're going to talk about tonight, but the ones that will come in the future. I really, really do. Because what they stand for and what they've done already in just a short period of time, not even 3 years old yet, okay? And what they've put together has just blown my mind. So before we go any further, let me share Love Biome's mission with you. It is to help people to live a full, healthy, happy life. Now, how are they going to do that? How have they been doing that? By harnessing the power of symbiotics to create products that do 3 things: that feed, diversify, and detoxify the human microbiome. You need all of that. You need all of that. And so what is our product philosophy? Here's Hippocrates again. This is the third quote I wanted to share with you. He said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Think about it. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. I remember as a little girl growing up in South Carolina, whenever something ailed us, we didn't go to the doctor. My grandmama, she didn't have money like that. Neither did my grandfather. He was a sharecropper and she was a homemaker. And she babysat the whole town of Ladder, felt like sometimes. But she knew which plants to have us go and get, or she just knew it was in her. Okay, she learned from her mom, and her mom learned from her mom. And so whenever we had a fever, the same collard green that she used to feed us, she would use that same collard green to draw the fever from out of our bodies. She would wrap it around our heads at night and tie a piece of yarn or something around. And by the time you woke up the next morning, you didn't smell too good. But I tell you what, that fever was gone. When you looked at the inside of that big collard green leaf, it was wilted inside and it was all brownish looking. She said that the fever went into the plant. How did that happen? I don't know all the particulars, but I know that plant life sure enough gives life. And when Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, now it's clearer to me. Love Biome would not even be here if it were not for its products, period. It wouldn't be here. We're talking about state-of-the-art products, 10-star products, superior products. That's the foundation of this company. And superior symbiotic ingredients are the foundation of every product. Each brand, each product is an expression of our commitment to innovative microbiome care through symbiotics. And so let me start here, because I'm getting ready to share the products with you here now, by welcoming you to the era of the microbiome. You know, there was a time when Bill Gates welcomed folk to the era of Microsoft. A lot of folks said, nah, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. But how many of you are wearing a watch right now that you can have a conversation on? A watch right now that you can text somebody on? This is a different industry. However, the concept that I'm sharing is pretty much the same. And we are leading this. When I say we, I mean Love Biome. They're leading this expansion. We have more folk now Googling microbiome, talking about microbiome than ever before. And we haven't even been around for 3 years yet. And so welcome to the era of the microbiome. And so let's take it a step further. I want you to know that the microbiome is the center of health. We now know that we are more bacterial than we are human being, more bacterial. As a matter of fact, if you were to put the human being under the right microscope, all you will see is a bunch of bacteria. That's all you will see, okay? And so although we look solid, we look like we're human, and we are, yeah, but we're more bacterial than we are human. Know this, every single cell in you, every tissue, organ, and system in your body is connected. I'm so glad they are. Because what if the heart got tired and said, I'm not working today, I'm taking a day off? We all be in some trouble, right? So it's all connected. And this connectivity, it shapes human health and also peak performance. Now, the microbiome has a profound influence on that connectivity. That connectivity allows them, and when I say them, I'm talking about the different parts of the body, to communicate and also function together as a unified system. And so the microbiome is the center of human health, okay? And the health of the microbiome directly impacts our brains, our hearts, our lungs, and even our skin. And when we take care of it, it in turn will take care of us. It's like taking care of your overall health. And so I believe by caring for the microbiome, this is what I believe, weight management, your issue of being overweight or perhaps even obese and whatever else you came here with tonight, I believe that your body can be restored when you give it what it understands. And so I want to talk to you first and foremost about these targeted. We have more, but these are the 4 I want to share with you tonight. These 4 targeted probiotics. You're probably wondering to yourself, what in the world is a targeted probiotic? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here it is. This company, Love Biome, they're the ones that actually pioneered a way to use specific probiotic bacterial strains. Now, I know it might be difficult for some folk to wrap their minds around it because we've only been privy to a few probiotics. But did you know that there's hundreds of probiotics on the earth that's been here since the beginning of time? And now it took a company like Love Biome to bring this knowledge to the entire world. I'm telling you, it is amazing at what we're finding out, all because we partnered up with a company that is educating the masses. And so think about it now, specific probiotic bacteria strains to target precise systems and functions in your body. This new and innovative symbiotic approach to microbiome health is called targeted probiotics. Now, let me tell you how it works. First and foremost, I'm going to share this statement up top. Once again, targeted probiotics contain bacteria strains. In every single one of these packets outside of the Phytopower B, there's probiotics. They're alive. They're just laying dormant right now. However, when we add a liquid to it, 16 ounces of liquid, shake it up, they wake up. We feed it to our entire gut microbiome. We feed it, right? And so these bacteria strains are chosen. You decide which ones you want to use to perform an intended benefit. Increasing microbiome research reveals that bacteria strains perform specific functions in the gut microbiome. And when you use these targeted probiotics daily, they can provide distinct health benefits. So now let's just slide through this real quick. Targeted probiotics and specifically chosen bacteria strains are deployed inside the body where they populate the gut microbiome. And then feeding on prebiotic impact ingredients, targeted probiotics produce metabolites, also called postbiotics. And in those postbiotics, in the form of short chain fatty acids, vitamins, enzymes, and peptides, they repair, strengthen, defend, and build various healthy functions in the body. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And so the first one I want to share with you all here tonight is the PhytoPower W. The PhytoPower W. Now, when I initially got started with Love Biome, here is what I knew. I knew the daily 3. I knew the daily 3. That's what I knew. And I used it because that's all we had. The targeted probiotics weren't out yet. So that's all we had. And in using the daily 3, took an ounce of the balance, an ounce of the detox, and 1 sachet or 1 scoop back in the day of PhytoPower. That I was consuming this together, the 3 of these, 96 fruits and vegetables, 8 probiotics, and 5 very, very powerful digestive enzymes. In these bottles, a lot of fermented fruits and vegetables. It did my gut good because my gut could relate to what was in these bottles, all plant life, no added sugar, no preservatives, non-GMO, glyphosate residue free, and I can go on and on and on. But here is the thing. It prepared my gut to receive what I didn't even know was coming. And as a result of being on these 3, I was able to release 30 pounds just by feeding my gut plant life, bottled up and in a sachet, plant life. And so as a result, it got its original diet and it was able to do its original job. And as a result, my body began to respond. I mean, amazing. And so by the time this targeted probiotic came on the scene, my body was ready for it. And so I took it, I put it in a bottle as we were instructed to do. I shook it up, 16 ounces of water, and I drank it. Had no idea that the designer probiotic in here is called Lactobacillus gasseri. And what that does is it helps your body produce a hormone called GLP-1. Have you ever heard of that? GLP-1? We refer to this as our powdered Ozempic. I know you heard of Wegovy, Mounjaro. In some countries, perhaps not. Maybe not in Malaysia, maybe not in New Zealand, or wherever you're chiming in from in the world. But the bottom line is your body understands. Your body understands this probiotic, this targeted probiotic. And so what does it do? As long as there's no interruptions between the vagus nerve and the neurotransmitters going up and down between the brain and the gut, then the brain's going to signal the gut to produce insulin. And it will. And you're going to feel full a lot longer. I've gone sometimes having to remind myself to eat a little something because I felt full all the time. When I started using this, I started releasing a pound a day. And then it went down to half a pound. Then it went down to a quarter of a pound. Some days I gained weight. Some days. Some days it was 0.2 pounds. But I didn't stop. I kept on going. Because what this does, it delivers the most powerful combination of targeted probiotics and also a unique blend of prebiotic soluble fiber that feeds friendly bacteria. The process creates postbiotics that deliver key weight management benefits. And this is our company's visionary approach to weight management centered on microbiome health because we understand that it all starts with gut bacteria. And having a gut that's out of balance, gut dysbiosis, may lead to weight gain. But probiotics can potentially restore gut health and help to reduce weight. And so here you find some of the other characteristics: fat burning, metabolism, appetite management, fat absorption. And then you'll see the actual prebiotic soluble fiber that's been added to each packet. And you can actually see what it looks like. All from plants, all from the earth. And so now I want to share with you, talk to you a little bit about the Phytopower B. Block the sugar, protect the gut. Now, why would Love Biome want to create a product that blocks sugar? I tell you why. Because sugar. Let me say it this way. You know, a dog has his own food. A cat, that's cat food. There's bird food, and there's even fish food. But did you also know that there's food for bad bacteria? There's food for disease. Cancer has its food. It loves sugar. It loves sugar. And when you consume sugar and you didn't put anything on the inside of your body to prevent your gut microbiome from absorbing that sugar, you just opened the door and you said, come on in here, disease. I'm telling you, may not happen right away, but like Hippocrates said, over a period of time, your body gets tired and it starts to speak in a language that many of us don't want to hear. And so when you consume this 15 minutes, 30 minutes before consuming your largest meal, or before consuming sugar in the form of starch and carbs, and also there's other ones out there too. They're just basically sugar, right? What it does is it prevents your gut from absorbing up to 80% of the sugar that you put on the inside of your gut. I learned something from a young man that we conversate quite often. His name is Colin Brown, and he's very, very intelligent, smart when it comes to health in general. He's read a tremendous amount of books, but he said that whenever you consume sugar, it stays in your body for 7 to 8 hours. So you drink something or you eat something or with sugar in it, okay? And then some folks say, "Oh well, I'm glad that I don't use sugar." Well, why is it that toothpaste tastes sweet? Why is it that mouthwash tastes sweet? Why is it that when you're taking a shower with your favorite shower gel and it accidentally touches your lip or it gets in your mouth, why is it sweet? Your skin is a living organism. It's the largest living organism on the body. And so if I'm putting gel on my skin, I'm brushing my teeth with toothpaste with sugar in it, I'm washing my mouth out with a mouthwash that has sugar in it, what am I taking in? I'm taking in sugar. And so the minute you do that, you now activate certain hormones within yourself to want more, to want more. And so we want to avoid that. When you consume this sugar blocker, it's going to improve nutrient metabolism, sustain normal blood sugar levels, reduce hunger and cravings, and also help you to manage your weight. And get this, here are the 5 ingredients on the inside of each pack. You see, Love Biome they don't have a farm somewhere upstate New York or somewhere in the mountains in Utah where they're growing all of these plants. Not at all. They had sense enough to know that there's over 70,000 plants on the earth. We need to find out. We need to learn about these plants. And so they went from the North America region all the way to the Fiji Island. That Deli 3 that I showed you earlier, okay, that Deli 3, they started out with 400 ingredients. They call that the best. And then they narrowed it down to 96 ingredients, and they call that the best of the best. So some of those ingredients may come from Greece. Some may come from Tahiti. Some may come from Africa. Some may come from Mexico. The bottom line is, through their research, they understood that perhaps there's a plant that's growing in this part of the world, okay, that works better with the plant that's growing in that part of the world. And they put it all together, all these proprietary blends, and this is what we are offering to the world, the absolute best of the best. You can pronounce all of these words here. Why? Because all it is plant life. All it is plant life. Let's talk about this one. 2 more after that, and this presentation is almost yours. This is Phytopower T. Now, why would they want to create a Phytopower to help folk to burn fat? You know, one of the things that I remember when I was on that yo-yo diet and spree is that I would almost starve myself to death sometimes. And no matter how much I did it, there was some fat that just would not leave. It's like, no, we love you, Tamia. We want to stay with you for the rest of our lives. And I'm like, no, y'all got to go. This right here is a game changer. A game changer with targeted, those bacteria strains again, targeted probiotics that will communicate, help your cells to communicate even more, where they can tell another cell, listen, let it go. Let it go. It's just that serious. Now, I don't want to get too technical or into too detail, but just know obesity, once again, being overweight, is directly related to gut health. And if you want to really, really help your body to release that fat that don't seem to want to go anywhere, give it these targeted probiotics. Give it these bacteria strains that your body understands, and watch and see what happens. My neighbor, an amazing woman, just an amazing woman, was sharing with me that this is what she uses. She used the other products in the past, but she uses this. And when I tell you, she looks absolutely amazing. The woman has released literally over 30 pounds in less than 60 days. In less than 60 days. I'm telling you. She takes it every day right after her workout. So it not only is it has a unique and groundbreaking, it's a unique and groundbreaking beverage supplement. It's designed to help your body burn excess fat through these targeted probiotics and microbiome support. Now let's talk about this Phyto Power X. Isn't that pretty? That is absolutely gorgeous. And so, yeah, we have another energy drink as well. We're talking the probiotics in it that deploys about 15 CFUs, colony forming units, into the body once they're deployed. This one right here is like Phytopower E on steroids, triple steroids. We refer to this as Phytopower X because it gives the body extreme energy. But where is energy harvested anyway? In the gut. And so if you're feeling tired all the time and you don't want to do anything, you should have enough energy. In a healthy gut environment, you have enough energy to carry you throughout the day until the sun goes down. And if you don't, once again, it's time to help your body correct that, right? And so this has 250 milligrams of natural caffeine from guarana and also from yerba mate. These are two plants. And also, there's a full spectrum of B vitamins, including B12. I used to take B12 shots back in the day because my doctor said I was deficient in B12. I was deficient in vitamin D. And also, because of the mushrooms in here, I recently learned, thank you, I recently learned that we're getting some vitamin D. You're getting, man, listen, this is amazing. And so when you take this, because of the mushrooms that give it that cool effect, you're going to feel so good, so relaxed, full of energy, but not jittery. And when the energy starts to subside, you just go to sleep. It is a beautiful, I wish I could explain it even better than that. I'm telling you, it is amazing. And those individuals who say, well, I'm glad you tell them about this energy drink because I drink energy drinks. Well, let me tell you something. Be mindful of those energy drinks you're drinking, because a lot of people don't know that in those energy drinks, there's a specific ingredient. It's called mammal urine. Yes, I said it. They're not named after bulls and things of that nature by accident. There's a reason for that. And it's causing a lot of men to come down with erectile dysfunction, women to have problems with fertility. In addition to that, people are having issues with their organs, female organs in particular, fibroids, etc. Lots of sugar in that stuff. And then if you consume too many of them in one day, it's known that people have lost their lives. This is plant life, y'all. That's all it is, plant life. It's going to help with gut diversity. It's going to help improve cognitive function. It's going to help to enhance the metabolism, improve response to stress and anxiety. Maybe that's why you feel so relaxed and cool and calm. Reduce recovery time after workout or during workout, right? I'm telling you, I drink it right before when I do, before I work out, and increase the performance as well. And then I got two more, just two more. There is Next Hydration. Why Next Hydration? This product, once again, mixed in 16 ounces of water, you consume it. It was designed to replenish electrolytes and keep your body hydrated. When the body is properly hydrated with optimal electrolyte balance, you can expect a lot of great benefits. Sad to say it, but 75% up to 80% of the entire world suffer with dehydration. And it's linked to constipation. It's linked to a lot of colon issues. It's linked to heart disease and cancer and diabetes. It's linked to skin issues, eye issues. And so when your body is properly hydrated, you're going to improve your energy. It's going to also increase your athletic performance, increase time to fatigue, faster recovery after workout, regulating digestion, improve brain and memory performance, weight release and weight management. And look at what's in it. You can read it. All plant life, okay, and from plant life. And the last one, last but not least, we talked about this earlier, Vital Power C. Vital Power C. Why would they create this? Because they understood that about 80%, believe it or not, of the entire world population don't get enough sleep, especially children. They're not sleeping enough. They're on the game, and they've gotten so addicted. They're on their cell phones until their mind just won't shut down. It won't stop. They have literally, they have interruption going on in that vagus nerve that connects the brain and the gut. And what we've learned with the targeted probiotics in the PhytoPower C, it has the ability to reinforce those targeted, those different strains, the 3 that's in every single serving, bacteria strains of targeted probiotics. When you put them in the gut, they have the ability to strengthen, to reinforce the gut-brain connection. And so what we're finding is that people, they're a lot calmer. It helps the body to relax, to fall asleep, and also to boost the body's natural stress management systems. So if you're a person here and you're not sleeping well, I strongly recommend that in your weight release regimen that you have the person who invited you, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Zoom here tonight, you want to tell them about your sleep issues so they can recommend that you incorporate PhytoPower C in your regimen. So this way you can get the proper rest that is necessary for your body to repair itself. It works. Here's some examples. This man, my mentor, my coach, my big brother, my friend, we call him Alkaline Pastor John. I refer to him as Bishop John. He's also a holistic practitioner. He's a naturopath. He got on that. He actually became a naturopath after he was able to fix himself, help his body to fix itself. Bishop John was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer. He was given 7 months to live. They wanted to send him to hospice. And he found out about some amazing products to help him help himself to alkalize his body, right? And through using those amazing products to alkaline his body, and even came across an amazing device that produced alkaline ionized water as well. And so he had the water in place, and he had the nutrition in place, and he was able to ward off, to rid himself of, to eradicate prostate cancer. However, his waist would not go away. It would not go away. So what did he do? Well, he found out about these amazing targeted probiotics, and he added it to his portfolio because he's a doctor. He's a naturopath, and he sees a lot of patients. And when he finds out about something good, he recommended it to his patients, right? And so all of a sudden, 3 months later, we're looking at Bishop John and we're wondering, where did he go? Because he was literally down 41 pounds. His waist went from 44 inches all the way down to 32 inches. Okay. Then there's Jim Umfleet. Yep. He's an amazing fella, I tell you. We love Jim. Jim is there showing off his abs. He was 210 pounds and he was able to release about 30 pounds. And look at him, 179. I believe he's since released even more than that. This young lady, which I'm sure you're going to hear from a little later on, this is Miss Toot. We call her Miss Toot from out of Georgia. She had a terrible accident, and she'll share her story later, but she was hospitalized. And while she was hospitalized, she actually put on a tremendous amount of weight. You go in the hospital and you're 175, 180 pounds, and you come out and you 250 pounds or something like that. She'll tell you her story. But through using targeted probiotics, she was able to eradicate a lot of that weight. And you will see her after picture even more so than the picture that's of her in the black gear right there. There I go again. Antidepressant, sleeping medication, breast cancer growing inside of me. Didn't even know it because I didn't want to pay attention. I was busy chasing that almighty dollar. Inflammation in my knees and in my lower back. Take a look at that picture. Can you imagine? I didn't even see it. Now I do, but I didn't even see it. All that inflammation in my body. It would have claimed my life. It would have claimed my life. There I was there. Couldn't tell me nothing. I was feeling cute that day. Ivy and I were hanging out that day. Then there I was. That was shortly after I gave birth to Chantel. I was 268 pounds. And then after I gave birth to Chantel, I was still 268 pounds. I didn't understand it because she was almost 9 pounds. I figured at least I'd go down 9 pounds. Nope. I was still 268. So perhaps they should have weighed me before I had the baby. There I was there. And then after introducing my body to targeted probiotics, Phytopower B, along with the Daily 3, all food that those microbes on the inside of me understood, look what happened. Ta-da! I had to order almost, it's like literally, I feel like I just ordered just a whole new wardrobe, all size 6s, all size 6. And I still have room to turn the whole skirt around. If I could take my legs out the pants, they could go all the way around. I got that little girl out of that situation, and I'm never letting her go. And that's the reason why I wanted to share this with you all here tonight, because I believe that if it could happen for myself and so many other individuals, why can't it happen for you? Why not? Why not? It can. It can happen for you. And so that's the picture that probably most of you saw, me showing off my muscles. So excited about, just so excited about life in general. When you hear the whole story, you'll learn that at one time in my life, I was suicidal. I didn't want to be around anymore. I didn't want to be around anymore. And it crossed my mind more times than one, more times than one. And I'm just so glad that I did not cross that line, because what I'm seeing now, when I see my grandchildren, my children, what I'm seeing now with the growth of my organization and the people that are part of it and they're growing, the book that I wrote, just have a new revised copy, and the one that I'm waiting for the actual to see how it came out, and I'm going to be launching that in 2025. All the things that have transpired as a result of all that I've had to go through, it was worth it. And I'm so glad that I chose to live than to do anything else. Somebody invited you here tonight, and that person, you know who that person is. I encourage you to go back to that person, have a conversation. We have a variety of products here. What I share with you is all weight release related. I encourage everybody to start with the Phytopower O or the Daily 3, and you use that consistently for 120 days. Allow your body the time that it needs to make the necessary adjustments with these plant-based products. They're all just plant life, okay? And then see where you are, and then continue to maintain, because you're not going to find all of what you're going to get here in your local grocery store. There's sections in the grocery store called the health food section for a reason, because that's where the healthy food resides. The rest of it, you're taking a chance. And so here, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. Do it. And so I want to thank you all for being here tonight. And with that being said, I'm going to stop right there, stop my share. And Ivy, I'm going to turn it back over to you so you can take a few testimonies, and those who's on Facebook can hear a few testimonies, and then we will dismiss Facebook. So Ivy, go ahead, take it away.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting here and I said to myself, if I wasn't on this product, I sure would have to. Just hearing your testimony and hearing other people's testimony, it's amazing. So I just want to thank you so much for being my sponsor. Thank you for that. Thank you. So, Ms. Toot, your hand is up.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How they say, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Y'all, this thing is amazing. When you see what we have transformed from and what we have come to, it's amazing. Because I went from being hospitalized, being in a hospital for 3 months, can't move, from 10 back surgeries from a car accident that caused spinal stenosis. Then finally get home and you're still paralyzed. You're still bedridden. People still taking care of you. You know, when you can't move and you're so independent, you become dependent on other people. Then you get to where you almost like a baby again. You're a baby all over again because guess what? Somebody got to change your diapers. Somebody got to get you going. Somebody got to feed you. Things like that. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was already on the regular products from February 2nd of 2022 before we even got hold of all this other good stuff. We only had 3 products like Dr. Tamia told y'all. But guess what? Boy, when 2024 came along, 2023 really, those products started coming out. The weight loss products started coming. We started getting the E, we started getting the B, we started getting the W, then the T came, W and T came together. Then here came the X and H. I started taking the B, I took the T and the W and the E. We didn't have the X yet, just those 4. I took those, y'all, let me tell you, from May till July, I lost 37 pounds because I couldn't get no Wegovy and all this kind of stuff. I'm not diabetic, so it's no need to mess with people's stuff or Ozempic who need their products. So you know what? Natural way was the way to go anyway. I don't too much care for medications like that because you know what? They all got side effects. Natural foods do not have side effects. They have natural effects, not side effects. So with that, this year, as of October, I started moving my toes. These products, because of these probiotics, these prebiotics, you know, these 40 fruits and vegetables, the other fruits and vegetables that equal to 96 fruits and vegetables, they did their thing for us. Some of us are still here today because of those products, living wise. I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about being able to live. We are alive because of these products. It's no joke. We don't come here to brag and boast. Nobody paid us like we are actor from a commercial. These are real people, live testimonies. We don't have to sit up here and be passed a couple of dollars. We don't play that. This is real, y'all. Get it while you can, y'all. Get it. We doing this all over the world. We in 70 countries right now. Can you imagine before the middle of next year, we may be over 125 countries? Get on this product and stop playing. We, just like if you go to your doctor, when he writes y'all a prescription for 90 days, y'all don't question him. When we offer you something, you become a researcher. You got to research everything. But you know what? Stop researching us. Research who you just got your prescription from. Make sure all his documentation on that wall is real and not from Google at $25 a pop. That's what you do. With that, I want everybody to have a happy, happy new year because I'm telling you, some people are here now, won't be here on the 1st. But we pray that everybody on this call be here now and be here later. Trust and believe we're going to make it one way or the other with these products and that person up above who put it here. We're going to make it. And we're going out of this year with a boom and we're going into the new year with a bang. So with that being said, thank you, Dr. Tamia, for this because we're going to take this to another level come 2025. Tell them now, Ivy, work this.
Absolutely, Ms. Toot. And thank you so, so much. I endorse everything you said and more. And I can so agree with you. And you know why? I too was in a car accident. The guy was going 95 miles per hour when he hit the car. that I was in. I was pinned in the front passenger seat. Just leave Dr. Tamia's store on my way back to Brooklyn, and that was happened. Right there, not even 10 minutes after leaving our store. Bam. When I called her, she was like, no, Ivy, what? You just leave here? No. When she came and saw me, I was pinned in that front seat. Couldn't move until the ambulance came. I was in and out of unconsciousness. They had us to just be slapping me, boxing me just to keep me alive. I'm telling you, get to the ambulance. And when I get to the ambulance, you know what they had was to do, Miss Toot? Cut my pants off my left leg to tie up the right hip to keep my body in place. Because what happened when we get to the hospital, my hip came out of the socket and my pelvis was shattered. I'm just replaying back what Dr. Timia and my son told me. I was just shaking like a leaf. And after they given me about 3 or 4 different pain medication, they tell me I just got to bear the pain. So I learn now how to tolerate pain because of what I've grown through. So like you, I know, couldn't walk. Some people call Dr. Timmy and tell her, oh, I heard Ivy not going to walk again. My only child was so depressed, he sold my car. And I'm telling you, through praying and fasting, I spent 6 months in rehab on my back. Learn to walk all over again. But guess what? I was drinking that daily 3 like a drunken sailor. Drinking a drunken sailor on my bed. And trust me, Miss Dude, inside there on my bed, I becomes leader. Oh gosh. Sometimes when the pain hit me, so I said to me, and the pain, and I'm giving her the order, and everybody hear my story. I said, listen, this daily 3, at the time it was just daily 3. And my daily 3 is supposed to last me 30 days. It lasts me 15 days, sometimes 12 days, just from drinking it. But the side effects from those pain medication, if you saw my skin, I was crying, my hair picking out, looked so bad. I called Dr. T and I said, Dr. Timia, please, you gotta do something, help me. She said, girl, don't worry. She came, and that's why when I'm reading it, I said she's a cosmetologist also. Miss Took, she came, she cut my hair, she gave me a hairstyle, she fixed me up in the rehab, and she bought me the body souffle. And I was crying. I said, no, I don't want to put it on the cut. She said, girl, just rub it on. And I'm telling you, that's the best thing I ever did.
That's right.
Got to rub that body souffle on my skin, and within 2 days, it was just falling off my skin, just rubbing it, and it just peeling out. You know, I said, I don't know, as Amazing D said, whatever they put in that product, we wanted that product to stay. She uses it in her mouth now, on her gum. And Amazing D, she can share her testimony too. And I'm telling you, Dr. T, you know how I feel about you. Thank you. Miss Toot, let me give you a little secret about Dr. T. Dr. T called me the Tuesday and said, Ivy, what you doing tomorrow? I said, not really. She said, girl, we're going to Utah. Pack your bag. And I went to Utah that day. Saw what I'm telling you, the presentation Dr. Timia just did. I signed up right there, and that same day coming back to New York, I became a merchant.
See that?
I was on a roll, but the devil thought he got me, because that happened September 14, and the accident happened on October 28th. Dr. Timia's birthday, so I can never forget it. We went out to the Hampton. We have a lovely time with herself and our daughter, just 6 of us driving limousine. We have the whole 9 yards. Coming back with 40 cases of daily tree. Girl, I'm going to break it down and do all these things now. Guess what? Not one bottle as though daily tree broke. Ask Dr. Timia. Not one was broken, but Ivy was broken.
So huge, but not the bottom.
Emergency surgery that same Friday to put in back my hip. And then the following Monday, a 9-hour surgery, 3 pints of blood, 57 staples. I could bottle pain and sell it, but thank God, I'm here to tell the story.
I know
And
that's
then
right.
this picture you see how Javier on, this one, I went to Utah, I spoke to the scientist, and I was telling him the weight was going, but it's more in inches than in weight.
Mhm.
He said, Ivy cut the salt out. And we started on the eggs. And within 5 days, the weight was just
Drop.
eradicating, just eradicating. So, Dr. Tamia, love you, appreciate
Yeah.
you. Thank you for being in my life. And Mr. Colin Brown, I thank you for me being your sponsor. Thank you for allowing me to share.
That's right. You know, I tell you, I was doing meetings like you. I was doing them from the bed. I told them, hey, I don't have, they told me long as my mouth could move, they said you could do you could do all your calls because your mouth still moving. And I was
Mm-hmm.
doing all of my team calls, any trainings was coming, any opportunity calls. I never missed a call, even after surgeries. When I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
I was like up, like, hey, all that morphine and stuff was not even
Yes.
affecting me. I was having more morphine, more Roxys, as they called them,
Mm-hmm.
hydrocodone. I could have my stuff every hour on the hour. Once I left the hospital, I never brought one pain medicine home, not one. And I never been back on them since I left there. Never went back on none
Me
of them no
too.
more. I just dealt with the pain. I
Yes.
dealt with that pain. And I said, you know what? The pain is going away. And all that I was going through back there, my back had tore open also. I still didn't take no pain medicine. None. I
Mm-hmm.
just dealt with it. None. I said, honey, this, that. My daughter was putting the lotion around the outsides of
Mm-hmm.
my stitches because I had done had my back had done tore open some from where they forgot to take my stitches in the hospital out in time. But yeah, I tell you, that lotion is something right along with these other products. God knows He put the right fruit and vegetables in the ground. He did.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
If anybody else got any more testimonies, y'all better come on because I think me and Ivy got the best ones going tonight, y'all. We got the best ones.
We have Amazing D and then we have Cynthia. Go ahead,
Oh,
Amazing D.
Miss Tooth, I agree with you. Come on down if you have a testimony. Bring it, bring it. My name is Doral Stone, aka Amazing D. I'm from Toronto, Canada. Love your yellow, Dr. Tamia. I love you too. You're amazing. Ivy, you're amazing. And I'm not going to charge you guys for using amazing. We are all amazing, okay? So you guys go ahead and use amazing. Yes, so as Ivy said about me speaking about the souffle, I am just out of my mind with this souffle. And as I said, my daughter hid her, so I had to go buy one for myself. So I have a cut in my mouth because I had my mouth was dry, my lip was dry. When I started this journey in November, I didn't know what I was getting into. But when I heard so much about the souffle, I decided I'm going to go and use it myself. So I bought it, and then I gave it to my daughter because she has eczema. And her stories blew me away. So I decided, something, she said it's the best cream she has ever used. So I like, okay. And what I saw it did for her, because I know, the only thing we really have to do is take pictures before and after,
Yes.
because
Mm-hmm.
if you see her skin before, I was scared because I haven't seen her skin in a while, where that was. So I said, my God, I should have taken a picture, right? So we definitely need to take a picture. But for me, in the corner of my left jaw, I keep biting up on it. And then when I heard, Dr. Tamia was always talking about, how she put in her mouth, that blah, blah, blah. So I decided, okay, let me try this souffle in my mouth. And I'm telling you, it numbed the area. Just like when you have that feeling like when you go to the dentist and they give you a injection, that injection to numb your gum. But when it numb my gum, it stays numb. It's not like I can't feel it anymore. The only way I get this issue again is that I bite on my left side accidentally. So I try not to bite on my left side because I don't want to take the teeth out, right? So I'm telling you, this cream is amazing. I also sell it to a customer, and he got it today. He said he was feeling pain in his hands because of an incident that he had, and hand was broken. And man, he said, man, that thing came right on time. I rubbed that thing and that pain was gone, you know? Just like that. It was just so exciting. Talking about the screen, you know, what Dr. Collins said, it's surgery in a plastic tube. And that's exactly what it is. As I'm telling you guys, I use it. I know people that use it. Claudette Guy, my sponsor, she also used it under her arm because of she was using a roll-on, and she sent me the picture. She has the before, and she's smart. She has the before and after picture. So I know that this will work. So I'm just saying to everyone that have a testimony, please share your testimony and share what this product is doing for you. I am also on the daily 3, and that is working miracle, you know. So I just want to thank you, Dr. Tamia. Thank you, Dr. Colin. Thank you, Dr. Everybody, because you know something, you guys came in our life at the right time, the right place. We are at the right place. And Dr. Tamia, I have learned so much from you since I got to get to you again, because we were in another place, but we weren't that all the way out there. But now, girl, you're bringing it. And I just want to look as young like you know. When I grow up, I want to look just like you. So please remember that. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cynthia Danson. You're on mute, Cynthia.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm in my bedroom, so I can't show you my picture. My children are sleeping. Good night, everyone. Love Biome family, friends, visitors, Dr. Brown. Dr. Tamia, I wish I knew you when I was in the car accident, because you all could have found these products, but I couldn't find anything. I am from Durham, Ontario. In those days, I live in Toronto. I went down a cliff of 40 feet in depth with the car accident at 35 years old. The car was full. No one was hurt. Even my son rolled down the seat. But I was the one who had severe damage. And I did not knew I was pregnant. So imagine, I could not even lift my hand because it was 16 places broken, hundreds of pieces of bone inside my arm. I was disabled for about a year. I was a fashion designer and I had to change career and be a home stay mom for my daughter who had just born after the accident, and my son who was 4 years old. But my career was changed into a childcare worker. It was a miracle, but ever since I've been searching for nutrition. I didn't know a lot then, but I did learn to make something they call kombucha. I learned about Chinese massage. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars upon my body and still was not better, still was not strong enough. But I persevered and I came to know the Lord. And through prayers, the Lord guided all sorts of herbs for me until I started taking training to be a herbalist. And that's why I have a lot of experience in talking about herbs. But it's not enough until a biome came in my life. And it's a mystery that my friend Ellen, all the way from Brampton, Canada, she was following um, Lady Angela Batiste platform. And that's how come I found out about Love Biome. We became friends a couple of years ago. And if it wasn't for her, none of us in Toronto may know about Love Biome products because nobody was interested. But lo and behold, today I must confess, I've been searching and searching, as Dr. Tamir heard before. I suffered severely with tinnitus. Now, millions of people suffer with tinnitus, but I was one who the doctors could not find any cure. They don't know why I could not sleep. I remembered today I went to several churches and all the ministers were praying for me to sleep. But when I was sleeping, There used to be planes and music and sounds and voices in my ear. Just one ear, it was the right ear, and it lasted for about 7 years. And today, I am free of that nasty disease because nobody knows how it starts. But one of the key is Q-tips is not good for your ear. So please remember, I am sharing this testimony to encourage someone. When the body gets the right nutrition and its balance, I could talk about hundreds of testimonies. It is my ear, it is my neck, it is my shoulders, my legs, the asthma. I could talk about what happened at times when I walk that I could never stretch my leg to walk. But I thank God, Dr. Tamir, that God placed you in our life. You brought this gift to us, and it's the best gift in the world that anyone can offer. And I want to thank you for allowing me to share, because if it wasn't for Love Biome and I having a connection with a friend, I'm so grateful for her, because I used to cry a lot. The pain was so severe that everyone come near to me, they always want to pray for me, because the pain was tremendous. And today, 98% is gone. And I thank you, Love Biome, Science, this, and all who created this product. If you didn't do anything, but you did it for me. And I thank you so much, Dr. Temia. When I hear your testimony, and I'm giving mine, sometimes I have tears in my eye. That you can't see me in my room because my children are sleeping. They have to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. So thank you, Lord. Thank you, Dr. Temi. Thank you, Sister Ivy. You're a blessed woman. Dr. Brown, I learned a lot from you. And all the other trainers and presenters, I love you and appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, Dorel, for sharing. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mr. Brown, you want to share your testimony before we go, or no?
Yes, my testimony is very simple and very clear. Ivy Cumry introduced me to Love Biome. She introduced my family to Love Biome through me. She introduced my friends to Love Biome. So this is a connection. This is a relationship. This is a relationship of wellness. This is a relationship of health. And Ivy Cumry put the relationship of wellness into my family. I was able to give my granddaughter the daily 3. She's asthmatic. She's no longer an asthmatic. I was able to use the daily 3 on my grandson, autistic. I'm able to help diabetics because of the daily 3. There's other products, but you start with the daily 3. You let the daily 3 saturate your body, speak to you. You know how you hear people speak in tongues? Well, this is 96 tongues that it's speaking in to your body, to your cells, and making your cells turn around and say thank you. So thank you, Dr. Tamia, for introducing Ivy, to taking Ivy to Utah with you, because you could have went with your husband. You could have went with a friend. You could have went with an enemy, but you took Ivy. And because you took Ivy, she thought highly enough to introduce me to Love Biome. And then I said, Love Biome makes so much sense. The science. You know, I sold a daily 3 and never tasted daily 3 because the science was there. The science was there. I focused this product on science because it's a science product. I never once thought about microbiome. Microbiome what? I just know that the science said, say it, use it, spread it, share it. That's what the science said to me. So that's what I've been doing on purpose, because this product needs not to be in your bathroom cabinet. It needs to be on your kitchen, in your kitchen, so that you can see it as you enter your kitchen and you can put it in your mouth, because that's where it needs to go. to start what Dr. Tamia started by going to Utah and hearing about this and spreading it in different countries. Thank you, Ivy Comrie, for going with Dr. Tamia, because you know you could have said no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. The mic dropped, Dr. Tamia.
I know. I know. I know. Oh, what a day.
Yeah, it's just a touching. I have nothing more to say more and say thank you.
Well, that concludes our presentation. We had two. Well, actually, we had three. We had three weight management seminars today. Well, information, I want to say, live events. And my hope is that everybody that's listening, whether you're listening now while we're live, or perhaps you're listening when you just listen to the recorded way after this time, maybe even 5 years from now. I don't know, but what I will say is I really, really sincerely hope that you take what you heard here today, tonight, seriously. As I said before, I said, what are your health goals? Now you have a choice. Either you can continue doing what you've been doing, and 10 years is still going to come. But where will you be? Are you willing to take some advice from some individuals who they have testimonies? They've been using these amazing products now long enough to know how their body is responding. So don't allow this moment in time to just go by, but take action. Get in contact with the person who invited you here, and they will tell you exactly how to make that happen. And just like Ms. Toot said, my hope is for all of you to have the most amazing 2025 that you've ever had. I said that all of my dreams are coming alive in 2025. All of my dreams are coming alive. And for you, I want the same thing and even better, because you deserve it. I want to say I love you all and thank you so much. All of you that have been with me 3 times a day. I tell you, I'm about, it's time to go and take a shower and go to bed. But anyways, I just want to thank you all again. And let me just say goodbye to all of our, where are they? Our Facebook friends. See you all later. We'll come back again. Trust me, we'll come back again. This is just the beginning of greater things to come. But thank you all for being here. So I'm going to end that. And to all that are here on Zoom, thank you all for being here. I love you all. And Ivy, anything happening tomorrow's Tuesday?
Yes, tomorrow with Bishop John tomorrow morning at 8
Yes.
a.m.
And then 10 p.m. tomorrow night. If you don't have any place to go, you can hang out with Bishop John.
Then
ambassadors. Anything else happening tomorrow night? Any other meetings?
No, Colin is not tomorrow night. I think Miss Pamfield for the UK is 3. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yes.
Are you sure that's
3?
That's happening tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Vouch for that. I'm looking in the announcements. I don't see that. Well, I'm sure tomorrow. Just go to the announcements tomorrow.
Yes.
And check out the announcements tomorrow.
But tomorrow, Bishop John posts his for tomorrow already in the chat.
So we know that's first, and then after that, we'll see what's next.
Right.
Yeah. So with that being said, we see you all tomorrow somewhere.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Guys, good night.
Good night to everybody. Bye for now.